basic science is really where it all comes down to, whether that's molecular biology, looking for mutations in tumors or tumor markers or receptors or growth factors or various things that we might be able to target with a drug or an antibody or something, a vaccine. If we're talking about immunotherapy, to either a vaccine therapy or some sort of immunomodulating therapy to mobilize the patient's own immune system, perhaps. There are various ways to do that. So it always starts with basic science. And then you go through a long process of testing things in the laboratory, of developing drugs that might target or work against the target that you've found, and then developing different clinical trials to see if there's activity in, say, cell cultures or tumor models, and then bringing all of that science to the bedside in phase 1 and then phase 2 and then phase 3. The gold standard are phase 3 randomized placebo-controlled trials. And so it's a long process. That process from beginning to end is years and years. And so that's how scientific progress works in this disease. And sometimes if it's related to, there are other ways to bring progress and innovation. There's surgical techniques can be improved. There may be neuroimaging techniques that can be improved to try to differentiate, say, a treatment-related change on a scan versus a tumor growth. There are all sorts of other technologies. It's not just about the drugs or the modalities that we use to actually kill the cancer cells. Sometimes it's about, operating on patients and being able to remove more tumor from more eloquent brain than we might have otherwise, with more safety and protecting eloquent brain. Sometimes it's about the imaging. How do we see the tumor? Are there ways for us to see the tumor is about to progress before it does? Or that we can tell the difference, between radiation changes in the brain or treatment-related changes in the brain compared to, some tumor that might be growing, and can we do that earlier? So there are all sorts of ways that it's challenging, but it happens over a long period of time. But we're making steps forward, and we're definitely doing better at this now than we were a decade ago.